Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Seeking Sister Wife Season 4 Episode 6. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it, honey, because it was some weirdness happening up and through. Do y'all hear me? When the episode first opens up, we're back with the Foleys. Steve's daughter, who is more mature than him and Brenda, okay, is telling him that his lifestyle is disgusting, okay? It's disgusting. It's gross. She don't want nothing to do with it. So she asks, like, how would you feel if your dad at 16 said he was getting another girlfriend? As creepy as Steve is, he probably would approve of it, honey, quiet as a skip. So she's like, it's just weird. All of this is giving very much little weirdo. I'm with you, girl. Okay. So they're sitting there trying to convince Jaden, honey, but Jaden is not having it. Okay. And not to mention the fact that the girlfriend is only a few years older than you, girl. Did you know that? Girl, not you being 16 and her being 22. Like, girl, what? Anyway, so Steve is like, I'm sad. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. Don't forget you're selfish. Okay, you don't care nothing about your kids or Brenda. And quiet as it's kept, Brenda sitting over there and using Jaden as her mouthpiece because she does not want a sister wife either. And she damn sure don't want April. So she's just sitting idly by while Jaden speaks for her. And Brenda, you ain't fooling me. Okay, it was fine when you were infiltrating the relationship and tearing their family apart. But now that there's a sister wife trying to take your spot, I'm coming for the #1 spot. Shout out to Ludacris. Now that someone else is coming for your spot, you don't want that. And so Jaden is speaking what you're thinking. Honey, you happy that everything's falling apart. And you ain't fooling me. So anyway, all you care about is having multiple women, honey. All you want to do is have sex with multiple women. This has absolutely nothing to do with anything other than that. Because you cannot even explain why you want to be poly. What is it that you're getting out of it? Okay, except some sick satisfaction. And this girl is young too. Ooh, it's just creepy. Moving forward. So his daughter told him if he gets multiple women that she won't visit him. And he can choose the girlfriend or her. Wow. Steve, what say you? Okay, you ain't saying nothing, you and your little V-neck. What are you going to say? He's like, I don't know what to say. Say you choose your daughter. Is having a girlfriend more important than being with your daughter? What? He's like, that's not fair. Oh my gosh. Grow up, Steve. Please grow up. You know what? It really makes me question if they've ever had conversations with how this affected them with Brenda coming into the fold. Because I know it had to affect them. He's like, it makes me question if I'm making the right decision or not. You're not. He's like, we were basing this on growing the family. Steve, if you want to grow the family, then Brenda needs to have some children. Okay? That's that on that. Moving forward. So then he looks at Jaden and he's like, what's your concern? Her concern is you bringing Brenda in, which destroyed your relationship with your wife, which is her mama. That's what her concern is. And I don't see how y'all don't see that. This is crazy. So his son was like, well, let's just go in with an open mind. Son, pipe down, honey. Please pipe down. Baby Jaden said all of it sounds to her like he doesn't love his wife enough and he wants to get some extra love. Jaden, girl, drop your Cashapp in the comment section. Because, baby, you are too bright for me. Because that's exactly what it sounds like to me. And Brenda knows it, too. That's why she don't want April. Anyway, so Steve goes, it's like your mind is made up and there's nothing more that I can do. You cannot deal with April. I just want to know if all of this is really worth it. Like, I've always wondered how it affected the kids. And I bet more of the children feel this way, but they just don't speak up in other families. Because especially over there with Nick, Jen, and April. The way that son was sitting at that table, looking down in the mashed potatoes and them sweet peas, honey, he was ready to be sequestered to his room. Do y'all hear me? So I really feel like the other children feel the exact same way as Jaden. But because it's mommy and daddy, they just go along with it, honey. But Jaden is a rebel. Y'all see that choker? Baby, Jaden is a rebel, honey. In the next scene, we're back keeping up with the Joneses. We back with Tasha Jones and them. Hey, Tasha Jones. Y'all know how I feel about Tasha Jones' name. So anyway, Sidion is in the Philippines. Child, I'd be shocked if Ariel actually shows up, but we shall see. So he made it to the Airbnb and he's ready to meet her, right? And she actually showed up. Hey, Ariel girl, nice to see you. So Sidion was, over the moon because he is so happy that things finally went smoothly. Side note, Sidion, you need to wear more clothes like this. It makes you look a lot more put together and like you bathe, okay? Because any other time you look dipped in dirt. Okay, so he's all nervous trying to show her around a place that she already lives. Sidion. Sidion, she's from here. You don't have to show her around, honey. The Airbnb ain't got but one bed, honey. So take her into the room and show her that the bed is there and it has linen on it. Child, this is a fool. She actually did seem to like him, though. She said she's attracted to him and he's easy to talk to. I don't know. Tasha Jones, I don't know. You might be out and Ariel might be in. I don't know what's happening, but we shall see. The Merrifield family. Child, we back with Ick and Danielle. So Danielle and Ick, they're back at the trailer, packing it up, getting ready to move to their new house after 5 months, right? So then Danielle tells us it's been months since they've been in LA and Leah wasn't keen on keeping her work-life balance. So when they got back, she ended things. Y'all knew she wasn't going to be with y'all no way. Honey, a blind man could see that. Leah said, and we're hearing her speak to them on speakerphone, right? And she was like, there were just too many deal breakers for me. The first deal breaker should have been Danielle showing up with Garrick, honey. It would have been the first deal breaker for me. The second should have been him in them Coyote Ugly boots. Once he was out there in them cowboy boots in the middle of LA making barbecue, that would have been all she wrote, honey. They would have been looking for me in the daytime with a flashlight. I would have put up the church finger, told them I was going to the restroom, had my bags on the curb, and an Uber hot and ready to go. Child, I would have never dealt with Garrick. I don't blame her because they wanted her to give up her career just to cater to Garrick when he only want to be catering to Roberta. And Danielle, he don't really want you either. And I don't know why you don't get that. And you thought you were going to bring Leah in, but then you didn't realize Leah was South Central LA. So this is not going to work. And it didn't. Moving forward. So Leah was like, I felt like it was y'all's way or the highway. Trust me, Garrick is happy as hell. Because Danielle was like, yeah, it just didn't work out. He was like, yeah. God's just telling us to keep looking. Anyway, so then Danielle said Roberta knows things ended with them and Leah, and she wasn't happy about Leah anyway, so that's right up her alley. Now what you gonna use to make her jealous, Danielle? Because now that Leah's gone, what are we gonna do? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? Shout out to Total. So Garrick said how he needs to focus on getting Roberta there. That was your main focus anyway. You didn't care nothing about Leah, and like I said, you don't care nothing about Danielle. All you care about is getting Roberta to the States. So they're talking about Roberta getting to the States, right? And she has her visa, and it's approved, but she has to wait a few weeks to get it, but she's under a time crunch because if she doesn't get here in the time allotted, then her visa may expire. So Danielle tells us, Bert went through a lot. She, got the beer virus, and then things are going on with her family. The communication is lacking, the internet service doesn't work very well, so they haven't really talked to her. She's living a normal life, okay, and she don't have time to be worried about you and Ick. She got things going on. So then Danielle was like, I don't even think we know what a plural lifestyle is, because Bert hasn't lived with us. She's not here. So in the confessional, Danielle goes, Bert better be here before her visa expires. Y'all know what? That little smirk on Danielle's face tells me that she is hoping that visa expires, and she ain't fooling me. Moving forward. Meanwhile, Ick is like, well, we got to have faith. So then Danielle starts crying. She's like, I just need a moment. Danielle, we're not about to start this. We are not about to start this. Roberta is eventually coming. Back over here with April, Nick, Jen, and Danielle. They're having a weekend trip paid for by them, honey, because we know Nick ain't got no job and we know he ain't got no money. So they start playing Never Have I Ever. So Jen said, never have I ever went skinny dipping. So, some of them took a drink. Nick goes, never have I ever been to a strip club. Never have I ever caught you in a lie, because I have. Dang on well, you done been to a strip club before. So April and Danielle take a sip. Nick, you mean to tell me you ain't never been to a strip club as grimy and slimy as you are? And then again, honey, you do need money to tip, and you don't like to earn a living, so there's that. But y'all, I think you lying. Honey, I call a lie. So then he said, never have I ever faked an orgasm. So they take a drink, and then he takes a drink. See, this is why you need to be at somebody's job, honey. You need to exercise your brain. The gist of the game is to say something that you've never done, but then you're taking a sip implying that you've done it. And how do you fake an orgasm? I'm talking about I just threw some lotion on her back. Nick is so disgusting. Just so disgusting. So then April is like, have you ever faked it with one of us? No, I'm sure he has not faked it with either of you, honey. You being silly enough to fund his lifestyle for him to stay home and do his LeVar Burton reading Rainbow. That's enough to turn him on. So you're fine, April. You're fine. You and Jen are fine. He was like, yeah, it was to a woman from a past relationship. I don't believe nothing that comes out of Nick's mouth. Not nothing. So Danielle said, well, never have I ever been legally married. So Jen took a drink and I was like, girl, why are you drinking? I thought you were legally married to April. I'm so confused. I have so many questions. The lies are seeping through. This game alone told me that Nick, Jen, and April are a bunch of liars. And Danielle, you better get the hell out of there. Okay? I'm just saying, girl. So Jen said, never have I ever been jealous. And April was like, well, I used to get jealous when you first came around because it seemed like he was more into you and he was excited about you. And I was wondering if he was still excited about me. Well, the way you leaning into him and he leaning into Jen in this confessional, I'd say no. Anywho, so then they all started talking about being jealous. And so Nick brings up the sleeping arrangements. Nick goes, I don't think it's enough room in that bed for all of us. We don't think it is either, but let's see. He said, I want to sleep on the little bed for the bounce back. And then he starts doing this little movement as if he's thrusting to get it popping, basically so he can have sex. And I was skeeved out. Okay, it gave me the heebie-jeebies. Please don't show me nothing like that again. In the next scene, Sidion and Ariel, they're enjoying the view. And so they call Tasha Jones. Hey, Tasha Jones. And she's like, I'm so happy y'all are together. And so Sidion goes, yeah, it finally worked out. Of course it finally worked out, y'all filming. Boy, Sidion hurry up and got off that phone, though. He was like, all right, I'm going to let you go. He's like, let me get my quality time, honey. I've been with you. I'm in the Philippines. I got to let you go. Ariel said she met Tasha first in 2017 when they worked together and she came to the Philippines. And she's never been in a poly relationship before, but she's willing to give it a try. I think Tasha really want Ariel, if we being real, to herself. Her and Sidion gonna be fighting over Ariel. Y'all just watch. So she's going to stay with Sidion to spend as much time as possible. So she is going to sleep there. And he feels like there's a lot of chemistry between the two of them. Sidion, you feel like there's a lot of chemistry between the two of anybody that even look at you. Okay, last season there was a lot of chemistry. It was none. But we're gonna see because Ariel looks like she's interested. Back at the romper room, it's time for April, Nick, Danielle, and Jen to go to bed. He's going to sleep with Jen, and Danielle and April, they're gonna sleep together. He's like, yeah, it would be tough trying to satisfy my sex drive in a monogamous relationship. I mean, that's too much on anybody. Nick, you and them few pumps you probably give out, honey, you ain't hit no nothing. Anyway, moving forward. Okay, as they're getting ready for bed, nobody has taken not one shower, but they put on matching pajamas. What in the matching PJs for Christmas cards on Instagram is happening here? What are y'all doing, honey? Oh, honey. Look, y'all, it's 3 the hard way. There is absolutely no way I'm putting on matching pajamas for Nick. What exactly? I don't know where he got the 3 of them, but the fact that they do these things, it is so crazy to me. It ain't no way I'm wearing matching anything for Nick. Honey, even matching underwear. I don't want my bra to match my panties, honey. I don't want my toes to match my nails. I don't even want to match. I don't even want to strike a match. And that's how much I wouldn't want anything to do with Nick. Oh. He's like, oh, y'all look so cute. Then they engage in a 3-way kiss. Honey, y'all all getting it popping. And he ain't fooling me. He just trying to do this for the cameras because y'all leaning in, kissing each other, kissing him. That's not how it's supposed to go. I thought y'all didn't touch each other. I thought y'all was supposed to be best friends. Anyway, so Danielle in her confessional, she was like, I'm not used to sharing kisses with people. Like he kisses me, then he kisses them. But then I just have to realize it's a part of the plural lifestyle. Danielle, if you don't get out of this and get into a dorm, girl, TLC, I'm speaking directly to y'all, honey. Please don't ever show me Nick and anybody else kissing, laying in the bed ever again. Not never. I don't want to see it. In the next scene, back over here with the Foley family, Brenda and Steve, they're talking about how things went with Jaden. And he's like, I don't know where that came from. Instead of him thinking about his kids, he's like, we might regret not doing this. If we don't do it. Steve is selfish. He's a selfish bird brain. There you have it. Brenda is like, well, when Jaden said that she wouldn't come visit, it really hurt Steve. Girl, Steve wasn't worried about Jaden. He gonna do what he want to do. Point blank and the period. April gonna be on the next episode. So Brenda goes, so what do we do now? Like, do we involve them? Do we not? She's like, these feelings have been lingering for a while. On your side as well. So Steve said his daughter didn't like Brenda when he first got with her because she viewed them being in a relationship as the reason her mom and their relationship ended. I knew it. I knew it before they even got to this part. I knew it. And I feel like she's right. Y'all were perfectly fine before Brenda and her Dallas Cowboys jersey showed up. Now all of a sudden, y'all got to be in a plural relationship? That's why the wife was like, deuces. Child, please. Steve trying to have his pity party, but I don't feel bad for Steve. I really do not. I feel bad for his children. Jay knows you're a creeper, and that's exactly why she does not approve of this BS. So Brenda's upset because, why does Jaden feel this way? And she feels like Jaden is never going to change her mind about her, and she feels the same way about April. You are still with her dad, and her mom is not. They now live in separate homes. She resents you. She's never going to fully accept you. Even if she shows up for Christmas, even if she shows up for Thanksgiving, she's never going to accept you. So just accept that. In the next scene, we back over here with Sidion and Ariel. And so they're having like a romantic candlelit dinner or whatever. And he's asking her a few questions. And he asked her how she would feel living with the kids. And she was like, I'm actually nervous about it because I don't know if they're going to like me. So then Sidion tells her that one of his children is transgender and he wants to know if that's going to bother her. Sidion, all this time y'all been Skyping and Zooming and Skyping and you've never brought up the fact that one of your children is transgender? Don't you think you would bring that up before you travel to the Philippines and whatnot? Child, y'all just be doing any old thing, child. But she said that she doesn't see anything wrong with it at all. As long as they're happy, she's happy. She's like, look, if you like it, I love it. And I'm just going to say this because I get bored with Sidion, especially with the way that he talks. As I'm watching this interaction, I just had an aha moment. Sidion is boring as hell. Boring. Like watching paint dry. I'd rather bite my toenails and my fingernails off one by one, pluck out my eyelashes, watch Nick interact with the 3 blind mice, than to sit here and listen to Sidion talk. That's why women aren't interested. He speaks like he's interviewing them, and then he talks very robotic. I'm like, what? Robot. Like, Nick, put some pep in your step, honey. Loosen up. It's giving Ambien, honey. It's giving sleepy time. It's giving chamomile tea. Child, this don't make no sense. So then they make a toast to the two of them. And Ariel was like, I really enjoyed the romantic dinner. So then he's like, do you think we should wrap this up? Child, you just ready to wrap her up in that bed and you ain't fooling me. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought Nick was gross, honey, but that's to be expected. I think he might creep me out more than Ick. And last season, Ick took the crown. But every time I see Nick, I just want to get baptized after I see Nick because he makes me feel gross. Okay, and I need to repent. Oh, he's so nasty. I can't stand nothing about Nick. And I'm going to start calling April, Danielle, and Jen the 3 blind mice. Because if y'all going to blindly follow behind Nick and he ain't working, all he does is sit home and watch the YouTubes. Child, this is giving foolish, honey, and I ain't talking about Ashanti. Don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.